Hi, I'm Rosie Barron, the Tidy Coo. I'm a professional declutterer and organizer and KonMari master. I am on here today because I wanted to talk to you not about decluttering and organizing your house, but about decluttering and organizing your brain. I have the attention span of a gnat. I find it really hard to get my brain in order and to make sure that I get the things done that I need to get done. Now, I have an incredibly busy life. I run the Tidy Coo. I also have 4 children who I home educate, and I have currently on the 4th of January 2023, I have 11 horses here and 6 dogs and everything else. So you can see that I might be a little bit busy, and I can really easily get swept away with things and not actually get done the things that really need doing. I have used a bullet journal for the last, since about 2019, and over the time I have the way I've used it has morphed a bit, and I now have actually just started to move to a printed planner, a printed planner that I've made up myself. The pertinent parts of the planner, I have printed out here to show you. This is the what I would usually use for bullet journaling. This was the one I actually bought to do this year, but I have just changed my mind and I am now doing it completely in my planner. It doesn't matter, the concepts, the way I do it are the same. Okay, it just depends on, I've moved to a planner for various reasons that I might be able to tell you about afterwards if I've got enough time. Don't want to bore you though. So in my planner, I've got a contents page. I've got in the actual planner, I've got page numbers so that I can easily flick to where I want to go. And then at the beginning of the planner, I have this, which is an overview of the year. Now, in my actual planner, this is far more filled in. This is just one I've mocked up just so I can show you. So, for example, for January, I have horse vaccinations here. I have to book an eye test sometime this month. I've got exams for my eldest daughter. I have to book exams for my son, and we're going skiing at the end of the month. Hooray. So that's just a general, it's a few bits and pieces that I know need doing. I then have a slightly more detailed monthly planner. This is an overview of the month. This is the appointments I have in the morning, the appointments I have in the afternoon, the appointments I have in the evening. This obviously doesn't show all the other stuff I need to do, like the kids' education or the horses or anything like that. But it's a good way of me just being able to look at the diary and go, and when our people ask me to do things, say, have I got enough mental time and space and energy to do stuff? I find it super useful from that point of view. I also have notes here that I have a page again in my actual planner. This is more full of notes of things I need to do, kind of things I have to get done specifically on this month. Little bit more in depth than this, but still things there to be done. And then I also have, this one is then my planner for next year. Again, kind of a massive general overview, but it means that as I go through things in here, I can go, okay, I just need to make a note of what's happening here so that I can transfer it next year. It does all go in my diary too, but to-do lists are, they can be really hard to sort of keep an eye on. This is how I really organize my life though. This is a visual diary. So I have been drawing these out in my bullet journal. The reason I moved to a planner, it's a bit bored of drawing them out, and I wanted to be able to just print them out and then write on them as opposed to drawing them out each time. And you can see on this, I've got the things in here, my appointments. So that's appointments drawn in, always drawn in pencil, because the client appointments change all the time. I've also got appointments, my Wednesday with my friends is set in stone. That's always drawn in. I've then got 12 weeks to tidy here. And then I've got an idea of how I wish to spend my mornings. So I wake up sometime between 5 and 6. I have a daylight alarm. So whenever I'm at the lightest part of my sleep, the daylight alarm basically wakes me up. And then I spend that time from whatever time I wake up until 7 o'clock, basically writing. And then here I dress. I'll go wake the children, and then I shower and dress. Then the children have breakfast at 7:30. I read to them, and then we walk the dogs. Here, lessons, I usually have more written in this, but I have a much more detailed educational plan for the children elsewhere. What's written here is just an aid memoir, just to remind me of the things I'm looking for. I say in my actual ones, it's more split up, but anyway, usually I would often be working on a Monday too, but it's a bank holiday, so I haven't been working. On this side, so that's what I've written in, and then on this side, you see I've got this is only this week's to-do list. If it's not to be done this week, it doesn't get written here. It gets written in the months. But this is what I have to get done this week. So for example, you can see number 1, book Max's exam. And then the really important thing here is I've looked here and thought, where do I have space to do that? So I had space to do that on Monday afternoon. So you can see I've written a little 1 down there. There's a 1 there. There's a 1 there. 1 wasn't the most important. It's not that it's the most important thing. It just so happened to be that that's what I've done. So 2, book Jack's vaccination. So I've written that down. Where have I written that one down? I'm going to do that. There we go. See, I've written that down. I'm going to do that today after lunch, basically. So I do sort of similar on that, and writing it in a specific time is really super important, because otherwise I know I just won't get it done and I'll just forget. So these are the things I want to get done. I have written them. You can see I've got down here, I've got ABC. That's more for sort of my work. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 for stuff to do, and ABC for work. Homework, I think that's what I was trying to say. I've also got myself a little motivational quote up there. I've just picked the thing I would put on the Tidy Coo this week, which says, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can, which I think is really important. It's a really important quote. I've also got my weekly goal here is get back into routine, because after the Christmas period, that's really important. And then I've got a couple of trackers here. I've got a sleep tracker because my sleep's a problem, and I've got my exercise tracker. You can see I haven't actually done any exercise this week. It's really unusual for me, but I need to get back into it for the good of my heart, basically. I've also left myself a little slot here for reflection at the end of the week. I'll see how that goes. I don't know. This is the first time I've put it in. But the act basically of having these different diaries, an overview, a very general overview, an overview, and then a much more detailed weekly view, I just find really helps me get my brain together and going. Anything that I don't manage to get done will have to go on to the next page. I'll just cross it out and move it on to the next page. And the act of having to rewrite them on the next page, I find often just makes me do them. So sometimes I get to the end of the week and I'm like, I haven't done that. And then the act of, I'm like, oh, I'll have to move it over. So I just like, oh, I'm just going to do it. And I just get it done instead. That's all I wanted to show you with that, really. I'm quite excited because I've got in this whole idea of this planner, I've got lots and lots of other things I want to put into it. I want to make them ready to have as printables that I can then put on my website for people. I'm really excited about it. But I think that's probably a post for a different day, possibly when I'm a little bit more, when I have a little bit more of what I know I'm actually going to do. But in the meantime, this is how I use, it's all in here, it's tiny, but this basically is how I keep my brain in order. And I hope that a similar system might help to keep your brain in order.